Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. This is Statistics Module 1 Lesson 2, which is computing the mean of a discrete probability distribution. Okay, so let's have a background. By the way guys, noong junior high school kayo, I hope you have heard or are familiarized with the mean and variance of ungrouped and grouped data. No? So, ang ibig sabihin nun, you also learned that the mean or the average, and that is the central value of a discrete set of numbers. So for example, just like your average, no? Like let's say for example, 'di ba ang sa E-Tech for example, meron kayong quarter 1 and then meron kayong quarter 2 and then you have the final grade. So what do you mean by mean? Mean is just the average. So for example, if student A has 90 here and 91 here, so i-add mo yan and then divide by the number of elements. So 90 plus 91, di ko alam. 181, tama no? 181 divided by how many elements? 1, 2, so 2. So 181 over 2 is just 90.5. Okay, so yun ang final grade mo. And this is average or that is what you call mean. Okay, yun ang ibig sabihin ng mean. Okay, so when we say computing the probability, computing the mean of a discrete probability distribution, we are solving for the average. Yun lang ang ibig sabihin nun. So let's have lesson 2, mean of discrete probability distribution. Okay, so let's answer first the background check. Letter A, which is, I hope nagawa nyo to noong nag-stat siguro kayo ng grade 9 or grade 10. So given the values of variables x and y, evaluate the following summation. So number 1, summation of x. So number 1, summation of x. So kunin mo lahat ang values ng x. Itong x sub 1, x sub 2, x sub 3, x sub 4. So the summation of x now is just equals to x sub 1 plus x sub 2 plus x sub 3 plus x sub 4. Or in reality, summation of x can be x sub 1 plus x sub 2 plus dot 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 plus x sub n. So ang n is the final or last element within the list. It's just, in this example, hanggang 4 ang ating element. So, pwede nating isulat agad-agad. But there will be time, na hindi lang hanggang 4 yan. It might be 100, 500, or 1,000 elements. That is why, in reality, it should be n. X sub n. Okay? So, we are going to get the summation. Ang given niya dito, 4, 2, 5, and 1. So, 4, 2, 5 plus 1, which is 4, 9, 10, 12. Tama ba? So the answer here is 12. Number 2, summation of y. So ang kukunin naman natin is values ng y, which is 2, 1, 0, and 2. 2 plus 1 plus 0 plus 2, which is 2 plus 2, 4, 5. No? Tama. So summation of y is just equal to 5. Guys, mabilis ba? I'm sorry, sabihan niyo ako kung mabilis ako or anything, or baka hindi kayo na-gets konti, sabihan niyo ako guys ha. Okay, and then we have number 3, which is okay, summation of x plus y. So as you can see, meron siyang what do you call this one? Parenthesis. So ibig sabihin, unahin mo muna na i-add ang dalawang variable. So i-partner nyo sila guys. Like x sub 1 should be partnered up with y sub 1. X sub 2, ang partner niya ay y sub 2 and so on. So from here, kukunin ko siya, no? So 4 plus 2, okay, plus 2 plus 1, plus 5 plus 0, plus 1 plus 2. So the summation now is 6 plus 3 plus 5 plus 3. So 6 plus 3, 12, 17. No? Tama ba? Paki-check na lang guys. Okay, gimata-mata ko lang. Sometimes kasi nagkakamali ako pag ginamata-mata ko lang. Okay, number 4. Summation of EXY. So ito naman, times lang. So i-times muna natin siya bago I'm so sorry about the cats. Anyway, so it times instead of instead of addition, it times natin siya. So 4 times 2 is 8. Idiretso ko na lang guys ha. Idiretso ko na lang ha. So 4 times 2 is 8 plus 2 times 1 is 2 plus 5 times 0 is 0 plus 1 times 2 is 2. So the summation of x times y is equals to 12. Okay, last but not the least, 5, ang sabi niya is 4, summation of xy. So, alam na natin ito na part, diba? Itong part na ito, alam na natin. Ayun siya, oh. So, diretso na lang natin, 4 times 12. So, 4 times 12 is equals to 48. And that's it. That's the answer. So, let's solve this one. Ito yung medyo tricky na part, no? So, the following are the scores of 40 students in a test. Compute the mean score. Okay, compute the mean score. So, 42. Okay. Wait lang. Letter B. So, ang given is, ang scores daw ay may nakakuha na number of students, no? Merong 8 estudyante na nakakuha ng 42 points. Next, merong 12 na estudyante ang nakuha nila 50 points. Merong 9 na estudyante ang nakuha nila 53. At meron namang 7 estudyante na nakakuha ng 38 points. At merong 4 na estudyante ang nakuha ay 46 points. Okay. Now, sabi doon, merong 40 students in total. Now, looking at it this way, meaning all of this is like your probability distribution, no? So 8 out of 40 students got 42 points. 12 out of 40 students got 50. 9 out of 40 got 53. 7 out of 40 got 38. And then 4 out of 40 got 46 points, no? So how are we going to get the mean average? Because we have to take into account the number of students who got the correct answer. Or who got the specific points, no? Itong scores na ito. So this is now the probability distribution. And how are we going to get the mean of the probability distribution? Then we have to times it or multiply it by x. So remember guys, this is your x. And this is your probability distribution. So kung i-times mo yan silang dalawa, and then later you will get the summation of x times probability of x. Now that is your mean of discrete probability distribution. That is how you get, guys, sigma yan ha, sorry. That is how you get the mean of discrete probability distribution. So let's try this one. I hope you have your calculators with you because I am using my phone. I'm just using my phone. So, i-times natin, no? So, 42 times 8 over 40, 8.4. And then we have 50 times 12 over 40, 15. And then we have 53 times 9 divided by 40. We have 11.925. Then we have 38 times 7 divided by 40. And then we have 6.65. And then 46 times 4 divided by 40 is equals to 4.6. So if we add all of this, 46.575. So looking at the mean of discrete probability distribution, you can say that the average score of these 40 students, miming. Okay, so the average score of the 40 students is actually 46.575, or kung i-round off mo, 47. So kung for example lang ha, kung for example the total or the perfect score for this examination is, let's say 70, tapos ang average ng estudyante mo ay 47 over 70, hindi na masama kasi above average siya. No, because the average is 50%, so that is 35, and the entire class, the average is 47 points. Then ibig sabihin, you can conclude, no, na or you can say that these students are actually good, or they understood the lesson, no? You can say that one. That is how you try to interpret the meaning of the average kasi depende, no, sa interpretation or depende sa context kung ano ba yung tinatanong diyan, bakit kailangan nating kunin ang average. For this one, the mean average is 46.575. Now, moving forward on the, what do you call this one? The module, meron siyang mga ibang example dyan. And since given na yung answer, I would like you yourself to try and look at them. Like for example, this one, no? Consider rolling a die. And binigay niya na sa inyo lahat ng steps, which is the same steps that we followed in solving this example, no? Itong background check na example. So I would like you to try and check that on your own. But this part, no? By the way, ito ang totoong formula ng mean of the probability distribution. Still the same thing ng ginawa natin, guys. Huwag niyong pahirapan masyado ang sarili ninyo. Mas madali kung ganito ang gagawin ninyo, ha? Yung naka-table siya. Because ang meaning lang naman nitong part na ito is this one. Ito yung mga values ng x mo, di ba? So this is x sub 1, this is x sub 2, this is x sub 3, x sub 4, x sub 5. And then this is your p, sorry. This is your p, x sub 1, p, x sub 2, p, x sub 3. No, it's just the same, no? Hindi lang natin inisa-isa. No? But if you're going to look at this, as you can see, oh, x sub 1 point, times p, x sub 1, which is this being multiplied to this at ito yung sagot. Diba? At ang sabi niya, isum, kailangan isummation yon para makuha mo ang mean, which is by the way represented by mu. This is the symbol of mu, no? Mu. I forgot the spelling, ganito ata ang spelling, mu. Yung iba ang pagsabi nila diyan is mu. Yung iba naman ang pagsabi is mu. You know, tao, mu, I don't know, man. Pero, okay, it might be mu, or mu, I don't know kung anong proper pronunciation for that one. But, okay, that is the symbol for the mean. And that is the mu. And that is simply, adding all of this up, which is, by the way, times mo lang naman ito at ito, which is x sub 1, probability x sub 1, x sub 2, probability x sub 2. So wag natin masyadong pahirapan ang sarili natin by reading the formula on its own. Okay? So wag masyado pahirapan ng sarili. This is how you get the mu or the mean of the discrete probability distribution. Okay? Next, asa na tayo? Grocery items. Ito daw, try natin to sagutan, guys. Because hindi siya nasagutan eh. So, let's try to solve this one. So, grocery items yun. Ano ito? Example pa rin, no? Okay, analyze this. Grocery items. Okay, kapihin na lang natin to. So, meron tayong x and then meron tayong px. Okay, and then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 3, 1, 1, 2, 3. And then we have, ano yun? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, how are we going to get, again, the mean or the mu? So, kailangan natin kunin ang ito na part ang kailangan natin kunin. No? So, i-times natin ngayon, 1 times 3 over 10 is just 3 over 10. And then 2 times 2 over 10 is 2 over 10. Tama man? 3 over 10. 8 over 10. And then 5 times 3, 15 over 10. Okay. And then let's get the summation of this is equals to, okay, calculator. Or kung naman di ba? 10 lahat ang denominator. So, i-add na lang natin. 3 plus 2, 5, 8 plus 8, 16 plus 15, 31 over 10. 31 over 10 or 3.1. Okay. Or this is 3.1. And that is your, what do you call this one? Your mean or your mu. But, ano yung ibig sabihin yan, teach? Let's go back to the question. The probabilities that a customer will buy 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5 items in a grocery store, ito na, yung probability niya. What is the average number of items that a customer will buy? So apparently, your answer is 3.1, or meaning, most of the time, umaabot ng 3 pataas, kasi nga may 0.1. So, probably 3, pero kung i-estimate natin to 3 pa rin siya, di ba? No? Or 3. In average, 3 talaga. makaabot talaga ng 3 items ang binibili ng customer whenever they go to the mall or they go to that store to buy something. Hindi bumababa sa 3, no? Usually talaga 3 or mas marami pang items ang binibili ng customer. 'Yon ang ibig sabihin ng 3.1 na average for this problem. Okay? 'Yun ang ibig sabihin nun. So this part, the problem solving, kahit gusto ko pang ano no, itulungan kayo for the for solving this right now. But I hope you will enjoy, you will try to enjoy kasi ano lang naman no, kailangan na lang ditong kunin yung x times px, 'di ba? And then kailangan na lang din siyang i-add so that you will get number 4. What is the mean of the probability distribution? Use the given formula and solve. But the first 3 questions, yun lang din yung ginawa natin kanina sa letter C sa assessment 1.1. 'Di ba? So this activity 2.1 problem solving should be quite doable, no? Hindi naman siguro masyadong easy but it is doable for you, I am sure. So moving on, let's just go to lesson 3 at nang matapos na itong module na ito. So ang lesson 3 is all about variance. Okay, variance of a discrete probability distribution. So what is a variance? No, I hope you have heard of variance and standard deviation. This is all about statistics. I hope you have had statistics in junior high school, whatever grade that might be, grade 7, 8, 9, or 10. Pero kami dati guys, third year high school namin ito, meron kaming specific na subject na statistics. So, yeah, pinag-aralan talaga namin ng mga maraming bagay like ano yung mga nakakapagod na bagay. But the measures of central tendency, banggitin ko na sa inyo ito ngayon guys para ano. Ang ibig sabihin ng measures of central tendency is the center, yung average ng isang buong data. Okay? Like for example, if you are going to measure the central tendency for the grades of grade 11, no? Para let's say, para masabi natin na matalino ba sila or hindi. No, you can actually measure that by using measures of central tendency. And the things that are computed here are usually the mean, the mode, and the median. So for example, 10 kayo na magkaklase, 'di ba? 10 ba kayo? 11, I don't know. Let's say 10 na lang para madali i-compute. So merong naka-average sa inyo na 90, merong 91, merong 80, merong naka 81, merong 88, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Tapos merong naka, let's say 87, merong 86, merong medyo, tapos merong medyo, pero merong naka 91 ulit. Ganyan. So, if we are going to check kung talagang matalino ang grade 11, let's go ahead and get the mean. So, paano kunin ang mean nito? I-add mo lang yan sila lahat. So, 90 plus 91 plus 80 plus 81 plus 88 plus 87 plus 86 plus 75 plus 79 plus 91. Divided by 10 kayo lahat, so 10. So, in all actuality, ang mean ng inyong buong grado ay 84.8 or approximately 85. So, hindi na masama, no? Mataas na. Now, ano ang mode? Ang mode ay kung anong grade ang may pinakamaraming lumabas dito. So, 90 kaisa lang, no? 91, merong dalawa. So, 1, 2. Ang 80 kaisa lang, 81 kaisa lang, 88 kaisa lang, 87 kaisa, 86 kaisa, 75 kaisa. So ang mode ng mga grado ninyo ay 91. Ang median naman is kailangan mong i-arrange ang in order, ascending order ang mga grado. So you have 75, 79, you have 80, 81, 86, 87, 88, 90, and then 91, 91. Now, hanapin mo ang gitna. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, ito ang iyong in between dito ang median mo. 86 and 87, buti na lang magkasunod sila. So, it will be easier. So, 86 plus 87 divided by 2. So, the median is 86.5. Okay, so looking at the numbers here, apparently ito ang madaling tingnan, no? 86.5 and 84.8 or 85. So, you can say na matalino yung grade 11 na ito. kung ganito ang totoong mga grado nila because it is in the range of 85 to 86.5 ang kanilang overall average. Yun ang ibig sabihin ng central tendency. Now, ano na ang ibig sabihin teach ng variance? Variance at saka ng standard deviation. Okay? Now, itong central tendency, it creates, no, itong central tendency, it creates this certain line, no? Like for example, if your grades are, let's say, okay, this is your line, and we have 75, we have 79, 80. Pero hindi lang ganyan ha. Siyempre may 76, 77 pa. Di ba? Yung mga ganun-ganun pa. Now, the points in the line is merong 75. Sorry, bakit hindi nag-change ang color? May 75, merong 79, merong 80, merong 81, merong 86, merong 87, 88, 90, and then dalawa ang 91. Now, it creates, no, itong central tendency, it creates that line na dito sa 86 banda, let's have a green line. Dito sa 86 banda, ito yung average ninyo. This is your average. Now, the variation or the variance, ang gusto niyang i-compute ay ito. Itong distance na ito. Gaano ka-disperse? Yun ang ibig sabihin ng variance. Gaano ka-dispersed ang ibang data from the average. Okay? Kasi hindi lang yung average yung gusto nating malaman. Gusto rin nating malaman kung gaano kalayo. Extreme eh. 'Di ba? Merong naka 91, merong naka 75. Extreme, no? Malalayo ang distansya. Ibig sabihin, meron diyan na mga sobrang matalino, meron ding hindi masyadong matalino sa grupo na 'yan. No? So that is sometimes, no, a point of study or something na pwedeng pagstudihan ng mga researcher is gaano ka-dispersed ang data, and that is what you call variance. Now, ano naman ang standard deviation teach? Ang standard deviation, no, ang in formula, ang variance is the sigma squared at ang standard deviation is the sigma. Meaning, you are just going to square root, no? I-square root mo lang yung variance, makukuha mo na ang standard deviation. So, ang meaning niyan is, let's say, the color orange is the standard deviation. Itong distance na ito, kung i-square root mo, mapunta siya dito. Itong distance na to, kung i-square root mo, mapunta siya dito. Itong distance na ito, mapunta siya dito. Ayan, ma-square root siya. No? Maglapit siya lalo sa, ito, no? Ito yung mga ganyan. Yan na siya ngayon. Yan ang ating standard deviation ko, no? At mas makita mo na malapit siya sa average. And most of the time, this is more helpful. More helpful, okay, than the variance kasi mahirap sometimes, no, ang data na titingnan mo pa yung kalayo ng variance. Mas madali mong makita ang dispersion kung standard deviation ang tinitingnan mo. Maybe in this example, hindi nyo mag-gets yung ibig sabihin ko na mahirap tingnan ang variance, yung kalayo ng distansya. Kasi nga, the numbers that we are dealing with are essentially maliit. But just imagine if we are dealing about, let's say, COVID-19 cases, which is by the hundreds every single day. So, ibig sabihin, let's say, no, for example, if you are dealing with COVID-19 and the average is 10,000 a day, or maybe at the peak, no, meron kasing time, no, na thousands, no, 1,000 per single day ang what do you call this one? Ang nagpa-positive. Merong time na ganun, no? Tapos, ang hinahanap mo, the dispersion is tag 100, tig 900 maybe, or tig 500, mahirap yun tingnan sa isang graph. Okay? So that is why they are going to i-square root nila ang variance at maglapit lalo sa average, and they will be able to see a much better picture. No? That's why they are going to say na, okay, medyo naghina ba ng cases actually. O, pwede na siguro natin i-lift ang curfew. And by the way, guys, all of this graphical representation are being used by decision makers all over the country, all over the world, actually. And that is why statistics and being able to represent data, ay isang magandang skills, lalo na ng mga kabataan na tulad ninyo, because you are 21st century learners. Okay? So I hope you understood what we mean by variance and standard deviation. Sa kadami-dami kong inexplain, teach, paano isolve ang standard deviation at saka ang, what do you call this one? At saka ang variance, yun ang pinakamahalaga actually. So ito na ang gamitin ko ha, itong grocery items na idiretso ko na lang guys. So dito na partner, nakuha na natin ang mu, no? Nakuha na natin ang mean. So para makuha natin ang variance, we are just going to get the x minus mu and then kailangan natin yang i-square. At makukuha na natin, sorry, kulang ang space ko. Wait, how am I gonna do this? Wait. Kulang ang space ko, guys. Let me get more space here on this side. Okay. Pagkatapos nating i-square yan, kailangan nating itong na-square natin, kailangan natin siyang i-times sa px. Okay. So, para madali nating maintindihan, let's just go ahead and do it. Okay, so x minus mu. Remember, this is our x. At remember, nakuha na natin ang mu, which is 3.1. Okay, so 1 minus 3.1. Dito muna tayo ha. 1 minus 3.1. Let me use my calculator. 1 minus 3.1. Negative 2.1. And then 2 minus 3.1. Negative 1.1. 3 minus 3.1. Negative 0.1. Tama ba? 3 minus 3.1. Okay. And then 4 minus 3.1 is equals to 0.9. And then 5 minus 3.1 is 1.9. 1.9. Hala ka, hindi ko alam bakit hindi mag-ano yan. Okay. Now, itong part na ito, itong mga nakuha natin na differences, kailangan natin siyang i-square. So, negative 2.1 times 2.1 times its own pala, I should say, 4.41. Okay. 1.1 square, guys, i-positive ko na kaagad kasi negative times negative is just positive pa rin. So, it doesn't matter. Okay, next is 0.1 times 0.1, 0.01. And then we have 0.9 times 0.9, 0.81. And then we have 1.9 times 1.9, 3.61. Now, itong part na to, ito sila, kasi parang nakakalito na dito na part. I-times mo naman ito sa, dito sa px. Ito sa kanila. Okay, so 4.41 times 3 over 10. That is equals to 1.323. And then 1.21 times 1 over 10, 0.121. And then 0.01 times 1 divided by 10, 0.001. 0.81 times 2 divided by 10, 0.162, and then 3.61 times 3 divided by 10, that is 1.083. Now, paano natin makukuha ang variance? I-add lang natin to lahat. So, 1.083 plus 0.162 plus 0.001 plus 0.121 plus 1.323 is equals to 2.69. Now, ayan guys, no? Actually, explain niya rin dito lahat. Now, this is the formula of the variance, which is sigma square is equals to the summation of x minus mu square times px. Okay. So, yan ang kanyang totoong summation of x minus mu square times px. This is your variance. So, ang ating standard deviation is just the square root of the variance. So, since nakuha na natin ang variance, ito siya, no, which is 2.69, the standard deviation now is, let me get my calculator again, square root of 2.69, which is equals to 1.64. Okay. So, ibig sabihin, ang dispersion ng binibili, no, sa average, ang average natin is 3.1, right? Pero merong dispersion na 2.69 from the average, or para mas madali nating maintindihan sa graph, 1.64 na dispersion from 3.1. So, ibig sabihin nun, guys, let me go down here, ha? Again, no, going to the grocery items na example, ang mu natin doon is 3.1, ang ating variance is 2.69, ang ating standard deviation is 1.64. Okay, so if this is your line for the average na grocery items na binibili ng mga tao is 3.1, no? 3.1 ang ating average. There is a dispersion of 2.69 pero ayaw ko nga gamitin ng 2.69. Dito na lang tayo sa mas maliit. So let's say 1.64. So there is like 1.64, no? Na dispersion. So meaning there are times na 3 or maybe 3.1 minus 1.64 items or 3.1 plus 1.64 items na binibili ang mga buyers. So, ibig sabihin, either 3.1 on the average, really, 3.1 ang binibili na items. But there are also times na umaabot ng 4.74 items or mas mababa pa, which is 2.54 items lang ang binibili. Okay, yun ang ibig niyang sabihin doon ng ito, ng standard deviation or the variance. Okay? So anyway guys, although hindi ko tiningnan masyado itong itong module for the lesson 3, but it's still the same guys. Still the same thing. Basta alam mo na kunin itong mga first part, itong xpx, x minus mu square, and x minus mu square times px is just follow how it is done, and you will be able to answer the, what do you call this one? This problem solving activity. So ito ang ating mga formal definitions, but in reality it's just the same as what we did earlier. Okay? So if we don't have time kasi nga malapit na mag-asar, so too bad. Let's just answer this one, number 1. Ito. Problem solving the number of heads. Okay, number 1. And this is the number of heads. Okay. Given ba ang table? Given ang table, okay. When 3 coins are tossed, the probability distribution for the random variable x representing the number of heads that occur is given below. Ito, compute the variance and standard deviation. Okay, let's go. So, sabi niya, ang x natin is 0, 1, 2, 3. And then, ang px is 1 over 8, 3 over 8, 6 over 8, 3 over 8. So, ang kunin natin, xpx. And then, kailangan natin kunin later ang x minus mu, and then x minus mu square, and then x minus mu square times px. Okay. Now, for this one, xpx, 0 times 1 0 times 1 over 8 is just 0. 1 times 3 over 8 is just 3 over 8. 2 times 6 over 8 is 12 over 8. 3 times 3 over 8 is 9 over 8. Tapos, x minus mu, ay okay, sorry, i-add pala natin to guys para makuha natin yung mu. Okay, so mu now is equals to, let me use my calculator, 3 over 8 plus 12 over 8 plus 1.125 is equals to 3. Okay, so ang ating mu ay 3. So, x minus mu, 0 minus 3 is negative 3. Tama man? 1 minus 3 is negative 2. 2 minus 3 is negative 1. 3 minus 3 is 0. So, kung i-square natin siya, negative 3 square is 9. Negative 2 square is 4. Negative 1 square is 1. 0 square is 0. Tapos, itong part na to, i-times natin sa px. Okay, so 9 times 1 over 8, 1.125. 4 times 3 over 8, 1.5. And then 1 times 12 over 8. Ay, sorry. 6 over 8 pala, guys. Sorry. 6 over 8. 6 over 8. 1 times 6 over 8. 0.75. And then 0 times 0 lang naman. So, now, we can get the variance by adding all of this. So 1.125 plus 1.5 plus 0.75 plus 0. Okay. 3.375. Tapos pag square root 3.375. Okay. So, ang sagot ay 1.837. So, these are your variance, standard deviation, and the mean. Okay. So, yun lang siya. Tapos sabihin nyo dito, the variance of the probability 3.375. The standard deviation is 1.837. So, using the, yung dito, no? When 3 coins are tossed, the average number is 3, but there is a dispersion of 3.375 or 1.837. And that's it, guys. And that's it, pero nawala ang internet ko. Can you hear me? Okay. So, I hope naintindihan niyo yung part na yun at kayo na ang mag-answer ng the rest of the problem solving. And of course, yung module assessment, yung activity 3.2, kuan lang naman yan, no? Tawag dito, madali na lang kasi nga multiple choice na siya. So anyway, any questions, further questions or any comments and suggestions? Mabilis ba ako magsalita? I don't know. Minsan din kasi naghahabol ako kasi ang haba ng module, tas ilan lang yung oras natin. Okay, so I think medyo late na kayo for sir. So thank you so much, Amani, Marhania, and Yana for attending the class today. And I hope sabihan niyo yung mga classmates ninyo na na panoorin tong video lesson na to. And I really hope that it helped you in learning something about random variable and probability distribution, and also in answering your module 1. Thank you so much for attending. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته